Use the Device Rules program to set up rules pertaining to the working of devices associated with Jonas Activity Management. Devices can be used for cache drawers, signature captures, and activity tracking. Select New to set up a new device rule, or select an existing device rule to review or make edits to it. Enter a description for the device rule, with a max of 35 characters. Make sure the active field is flagged so that this rule can be attached to a device. The Applicable Rules section allows you to define the areas within your club where this rule must apply. Enter a description, then select the Configure button. In the configuration screen, the Auto Check-in field must be selected to ensure that automatic check-ins can be performed, if applicable. In the Check-in Settings section, you can limit the time frame between a client's last check-in and their next check-in by entering the minimum number of hours and/or minutes of gap between check-ins. By doing so, you can avoid over-counting check-ins and therefore maintain an accurate record of check-in information. For example, a member checks in for a 30-minute fitness exercise session. During the session, if they go outside the facility and return to check in once again, the check-in device has a rule set up for minimum 30 minutes of time between the check-ins. The second entry would therefore not count. Select the green check mark to confirm these settings. Once you have configured the device rule, select Save, and repeat this process to set up all required device rules. Use the Devices program to set up devices that will be connected to Jonas Activity Management and integrated with third-party applications. Select New to set up a new device, or select an existing device to review or make edits to it. In the General tab, enter a quick access code with a max of 10 characters and a description with a max of 35 characters. The Type field contains a list of choices available for selection. These choices are hard-coded in the system and therefore cannot be modified. However, which ones are offered depends upon whether you are using any beacons or network-connected check-in devices. Select the appropriate type for this device. Here's an example of the full list. The Rule field allows you to select an applicable device rule. You can use the plus sign button to set up a rule on the fly. The Company to Use field is used to identify the company in which this device is applicable. If this device is used in the Activity Tracking module, the Used in Activity Tracking field must be selected. If selected, you can also define whether this device requires client check-in. You can also define whether this device requires a workstation. For example, the device is attached to a workstation. Ensure that the active field is selected so that the device can be used. In the Activities tab, use the eligible column to select the activity types that are associated with this device. Once you have configured the device, select Save, and repeat this process to set up additional devices as required. Now that the device is set up, you can assign it to the appropriate workstation. Select the workstation you want to assign the device to, or set up a new workstation as required. Select the Devices tab and select an empty row. Optionally enter a description with a max of 40 characters, and select the pre-created device. Identify the device manufacturer/model. The list of options depends upon the selected type of device. Ensure Active is flagged so that the device can be used with this workstation. Use the Configure button to configure custom settings for the workstation. The appearance of this screen depends upon the selected type of device. Use the Test button to perform a test run. If your device is set as an activity tracking device, select the Activity Tracking tab and configure the applicable settings. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more how-to videos, and don't forget to subscribe.